Hi everyone, welcome to Gion Japan. This is Morita. I'm from Japan. I've been living in Japan for many years. I'm 100% Japanese. In this channel, I will introduce various kinds of Japanese culture. I'm a guide I will lead you to better understanding of Japan. Okay, let's get started. Today's topic is the Tale of the Heike. The Tale of the Heike is an epic story prior to 1330 of the battle between the Taira crown and the Minamoto crown for control of Japan at the end of the 12th century in the Genpei War. But what kind of a story is the Tale of the Heike in the first place? Who was the leader? Why so important in Japanese literature? How did it influence Japanese society? Today, I'm gonna answer these questions. The masterpieces of Japanese classical literature are the Tale of Genji and the Tale of the Heike. The Tale of Genji depicts the tragicomedy of an aristocrat's love, while the Tale of the Heike describes the fall from grace of a samurai. This time, I would like to introduce the Tale of the Heike. In the past, there were two powerful military groups in Japan. One was called the Heike, and the other was called the Minamoto crown. In the early 12th century, conflicts began to arise among those who served as the emperor's assistants. At that time, the political center was the emperor and his assistants. Originally, the armed groups did not hold power within the imperial code, but in the early 12th century, a reversal of positions gradually began to occur. These first warriors to rise in the imperial code were the Heike and the tyrant Kiyomori. The Tale of the Heike describes the exploits of a godfather named Tyrant Kiyomori and the fall of his family after his death. Tyrant Kiyomori was a dynamic businessman with military and economic power. He was a man who had a great impact on Japan, both militarily and economically, be it by ruling over disputes or by stimulating trade with China. He consolidated his power by appointing his own people to various posts. Finally, he became the first samurai to be appointed minister. Until then, in the Japanese imperial code, how close one was to the emperor was important in one's career, so the power structure was based on blood relations. In other words, if one wanted to rise in the ranks, the shortcut was to marry off one's daughters to the emperor's family, and thus become a family member. Whereas Kiyomori had a meritocracy aspect, he built a port in the Seto Island Sea, arranged trade with the Song Dynasty, and circulated money domestically to build wealth. He also owned a lot of land in the country, and built a majestic shrine on the sea to show his authority. In this way, they began to flaunt their own power over the emperor, which eventually led to conflict with the imperial code. The Minamoto crown, a rival group, emerged as a force to be reckoned with. Gradually, the Heike crown, which had reached the height of its power thanks to Kiyomori's successes, began to weaken after his death. The downfall of the Heike is depicted in the latter half of the Tale of the Heike. In this fall from a great story, two concepts emerge that are unique in Japanese. One is the impermanence of all things. What is the impermanence of all things? It means that everything in the world is destined to change, to be born again, and to disappear again, and that nothing remains the same forever. The other is thriving and declining, meaning that even those who were prosperous and vigorous now will surely decline someday. The Tale of the Heike was passed down orally by a man called Gion Shōja. Gion Shōjaの鐘の声、諸行無常の響きあり。This is a phrase that many Japanese have come to love. It is a Buddhist worldview, but there is a sense among the Japanese that nothing is absolute in this world. Although Tyrant Kiyomori was heroic like Napoleon or Caesar, he never crossed the Rubicon and became emperor himself. This is the one characteristic of Japanese history. 4 years after Kiyomori's death, the Heike crown was destroyed by the Minamoto crown at the Battle of Dan-no-ura in 1185. It was Minamoto no Yoshitsune who played a major role in this battle. He was one of the very popular military commanders among the Japanese because he excelled in valor and strategy and reigned victorious in many battles. He was not a man who excelled in politics or economics, but a man who excelled in battle. His athleticism is depicted as he rode his horse down steep slopes and jumped around on boats. The battlefield where the final decisive battle took place was the Kamon Strait in present-day Shimonoseki City, Yamaguchi Prefecture. This is the sea between Yamaguchi and Fukuoka prefectures. That battle on the sea was dramatic, and it was a great battle that brought together all the skills of the warriors of the time, including horses, ships, bows, swords, and dances. The number of boats is said to be 830 for the Minamoto crown and 500 for the Heike crown. In this battle over the boats, the Minamoto crown gained the upper hand due to traitors from the Heike crown. Then, realizing their defeat, the young emperor and his grandmother threw themselves into the sea. Many members of the Heike crown threw themselves into the sea during this battle. Thus, the Heike crown was defeated by the Minamoto crown, and the Kamakura shogunate, a warrior government led by the Minamoto crown, was born. It is a very sad story of a man who had reached the height of his prosperity and fell, and in the end, his crown threw themselves into the sea and perished. Despite this sad history of the Taira of the Heike, the Hitsumetsu shrine left behind by Taira no Kiyomori still remains today and is registered as a World Heritage Site. The shrine was built on the sea, and the best architectural techniques of the time were used to design a shrine that could withstand storms and the ocean, waves at high tide. So, the grandeur of this temple, the subsequent fall of the Heike crown, and the trade and navy that developed around the sea were the main topics of conversation in Japan at the time. When you come to Japan, please visit the Hitsumetsu shrine and the Seto around the sea. After this Taira no Kiyomori, the samurai began to gain power, and the authority of the imperial code gradually weakened. And after the victory of the Minamoto crown, the center of politics shifted from Kyoto to Kamakura. The Kamakura shogunate would last for about 150 years, until it was destroyed in 1333. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much for listening. My only hope for you is that this video helps you understand Japan well. I'll be back soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.